It was a chilly evening, and the rain lightly tapped against the window pane. Inside the warm and cozy living room, 5-year-old Laura and her 3-year-old brother, Liam, sat curled up next to their grandmother. A thick, fluffy quilt covered their legs as they nestled close, listening to the crackling fire in the fireplace. The room smelled of cinnamon and freshly baked cookies, making it the perfect night for a story. "Grandma, can you tell us a story? A really good one?" Laura asked, her big brown eyes sparkling with excitement. Liam clapped his little hands. "Yes, a big one! With animals," Grandma chuckled as she smoothed Liam's curly hair. "A big story with animals? I think I have just the right one. It's a story from long, long ago about a man who built a giant boat. Would you like to hear it?" Laura and Liam nodded eagerly. "Yes, yes!" they said together. Grandma leaned in closer, her voice full of warmth and wonder. "All right, my dears. A long time ago, the world was very different from what we see today. Let me tell you about a man named Noah. A long time ago, the world was new, and people lived for hundreds of years. Families grew large, filling the earth, all descended from Adam and Eve. But as time passed, many people forgot about God. Instead of being kind and loving, they became selfish, mean, and full of greed. They argued, stole, and hurt one another. Their hearts became dark, and they no longer listened to God's voice. God watched the world with sadness. He saw that people had turned away from him. Their thoughts were full of wickedness, and they cared only about themselves. The earth, once beautiful and peaceful, had become filled with violence. But in the middle of all this, there was one man who was different. His name was Noah. Noah was a good man. He loved God and always tried to do the right thing. While others chose to do wrong, Noah and his family followed God's ways. They were kind, honest, and faithful. God was pleased with Noah and decided to speak to him. One day, God said to Noah, "Noah, the world has become full of evil. People do not listen to me, and their hearts have turned away. I will send a great flood to wash away all the wickedness. But because you have followed me, I will save you and your family. You must build an ark, a great big boat, to keep you safe." Noah listened carefully. He did not question God. He simply obeyed. He gathered his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and together they started building the ark, just as God had instructed. The boat was massive, stretching longer than the tallest trees, with strong wooden walls and many rooms inside. It had to be big enough to hold Noah's family and all the animals that God would send. Day after day, Noah and his family worked hard. They cut wood, hammered nails, and built the mighty ark. But as they worked, the people around them laughed. "Why are you building such a huge boat?" they mocked. "There's no flood coming. You're wasting your time." Noah didn't argue. He kept working. He warned the people, telling them that God was giving them a chance to change their ways. "Turn back to God. Stop doing wrong," he urged. But no one listened. They only laughed louder and went back to their wicked ways. As the days passed, Noah and his family finished the ark. They gathered food, filled jars with water, and stored enough supplies to last. Then, just as God had promised, something amazing happened. Animals began arriving. 2 by 2 they came. Lions padded in with their mighty manes swaying, birds fluttered down from the sky in colorful flocks, elephants trumpeted as they marched up the ramp. Big and small, from the tallest giraffes to the tiniest mice, they all came, just as God had planned. Noah and his family guided the animals into their places inside the ark. The birds nested in the rafters, the strong animals settled into sturdy pens, and the gentle creatures curled up in cozy spaces. Everything was ready. Then God spoke again. "Noah, take your family and enter the ark. The time has come." Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives all stepped inside. As they did, a great hush fell over the land. Then something incredible happened. God himself shut the door behind them. The sky darkened. The wind howled. A distant rumble of thunder rolled across the sky. And then the first drops of rain began to fall. Outside, the people who had ignored Noah's warnings looked up. For the first time, they wondered if he had been right. But it was too late. The raindrops became a downpour. Water gushed from the ground, and soon rivers overflowed. The flood had begun, just as God had said. Inside the ark, Noah and his family huddled together as the boat rocked gently on the rising waters. They were safe, just as God had promised. As Grandma finished the story, Laura and Liam sat wide-eyed, imagining the great boat, the animals, and the roaring storm. "Did Noah and his family stay safe?" Laura asked eagerly. "Yes, my dear," Grandma said with a smile. "Because Noah listened to God, he and his family were safe. But that is a story for another night." Liam yawned and snuggled deeper into the blanket. "I like Noah," he murmured sleepily. Grandma kissed their heads gently. "I do too, sweetheart. Now close your eyes and rest. Tomorrow we can talk about what happened next." As Laura and Liam drifted off to sleep, their dreams were filled with animals marching 2 by 2 and a great big ark floating on the water, safe in God's care. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out on our future content. And if you haven't seen our previous episodes in the Book of Genesis playlist, be sure to check it out. There's a link in the description. See you in the next video.